Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, it seems as though we got another Ana Kasparian reality check, very similar to a previous reality check of hers. It's the phenomenon known as NIMBY, not in my backyard. Of course, as we know with these elitist progressive liberals, it's always fun to support the current popular progressive cause, whatever the current thing is, when it doesn't actually affect you, when it makes you sound all woke, when it makes you seem so morally superior and so intellectual and academic. It's very easy to say, defund the police, let's just send social workers to people's neighborhoods, or rather to police people's neighborhoods. What people really need is someone to talk to. Conversations with social workers, and let's just supply a bunch of bread, and of course, crime will simply disappear and we'll be living in Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's fantasy, beautiful light green grass and white picket fence suburbia, the AOC suburban dream. It's all fun and games when you're just pushing the talking point and going to your fancy dinner parties, drinking a nice glass of wine and going on and on about how important defunding the police is, but then of course it's another when you get the reality check, when it starts to backfire and your neighborhood becomes unsafe. Well, then all of a sudden you realize, oh, well, that was bad policy. Ana Kasparian having that realization moment, I think maybe a year or two ago.
Adams was arrested 3 times. The first time was on January 9th when Adams was found in a car that had been used in one of the robberies and where a gun was also found. Online court records show no charges were ever filed against Adams in that case. He was ordered released each time without having to pay bail. So am I allowed to be upset about that? Does that do away with my lefty cred? And if it does, great. Take my lefty cred away.
And of course, that went super viral, starting the slow Ana Kasparian red pill train. Well, I guess that train is still moving. As Ana does it again, here she is praising Ron DeSantis and the state of Florida for actually doing something on the issue of illegal squatting. Or I guess in progressive cities, just squatting doesn't seem to really be illegal. It seems to be just, you see a home, take it, why not? Well, I guess Ron DeSantis was right again, and here's Ana Kasparian admitting it. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so squatting is obviously all the rage these days. It's the latest trend. You know, at first I think it was happening in more working class neighborhoods. Essentially, people's homes were being commandeered, but for the most part, it was regular people, so Democrats didn't care. But then last week, there was a squatting event in LeBron James's prestigious neighborhood, if I'm not mistaken.
Residents in an exclusive Beverly Crest neighborhood say squatters have taken over a multi-million-dollar home, turning the mansion into a party house. The neighborhood is home to several high-profile celebrities, including LeBron James, who is building a home just 2 doors away.
The suspected squatters say they have a legal right to be there, but neighbors say they are fed up.
Micah Share, that mansion is located on a hilltop not far from here. Neighbors say the parties often start at 2 a.m. and go 8-9 hours. How would you like to rent a multi-million-dollar mansion overlooking Beverly Hills with neighbors like NBA superstar LeBron James and singer-songwriter John Legend? The best part of the deal? You can have it for $35,000 for an entire year.
And now all of a sudden, it's become an issue that Democrats seem to care about. Ana Kasparian certainly waking up on the topic.
But I am impressed with the speed in which DeSantis did something about this. We're seeing stories out of New York and California where lawmakers are just sitting on their asses and doing nothing about it. And I think it's wrong. I think that they shouldn't just sit around and do nothing as these stories continue to flood the press. But I also want to note, we don't know how widespread squatting really is. Judd Legum in his Substack Popular Info addressed how there is really no organization keeping track of how widespread squatting is. And so I don't want to treat this as if it's a widespread issue because we don't know how widespread it is. But nonetheless, for the few who might be victimized by this, there should be legal protections so they're not victimized by this. And I'm glad to see that Florida did something right in response to this issue.
That's her praising Ron DeSantis after Ron DeSantis introduced an anti-squatting bill.
We are in the state of Florida ending the squatter scam once and for all.
Over the years, we've seen how squatters can take over a property, trash it, at times using utilities billed back to the rightful owner, degrading the entire area nearby.
And someone moves into it and turns it into a drug den, trap house, or brothel.
Now, with the governor's signature on a new bill, the law will have a quicker way to respond.
You are not going to be able to commandeer somebody's private property and expect to get away with it.
And so once again, here we are coming full circle. Ron DeSantis is right again. We went from Ron DeSantis as a bigot, he's a fascist, if you're part of the LGBTQ community, leave Florida at all cost. It's, quote, not safe for you there, is what all the leftists say as they vacation in Miami because it's so clearly superior policy-wise to the hobo-infested beaches of California. It turns out Ron DeSantis is less of a bigot and more of just a common-sense conservative. Pretty damn good governor. You know, I feel like Ron DeSantis is the see something, do something governor. He's the type of guy who isn't scared to do the right thing. You see a problem? Address it with a common-sense approach. It's a very foreign concept to progressive liberals, but at least some progressive liberals, or possibly previously progressive liberals, are finally catching on that this is how good policy works. I mean, who would have thought that introducing renters' rights bills that essentially allow anybody to commandeer anybody else's home, just walk in, have one bill sent there, or simply forge a lease agreement document, and boom, the house is yours. Not for a weekend, no, indefinitely. In some nightmare scenarios, we've seen people take over other individuals' homes for an entire year or sometimes longer, because progressive Democrats have created all kinds of loopholes, stripping away property rights from landlords, while enforcing and enshrining excessive property rights for individual renters. You know, more progressive policy that demonizes the landlord. Oh, those horrible capitalist landlords. Let's put all the power into the hand of the tenant, and of course the byproduct is delinquent tenants get preferential treatment and the landlord is made to suffer. Or not even delinquent tenants in a lot of these cases, literally just people who walk into your home are then treated as special tenants who have extra privileges and rights to your home. Why? Well, because they simply have a piece of paper that they wrote, "This my home now," and they walked in the front door and locked the door behind them. It's all completely idiotic. This Democrat strategy of siding with criminals and making their lives easier at the cost of law-abiding citizens. Oh, was your home stolen by random homeless people? Are they smoking crack in your bathroom? Oh, you poor soul. You better get a lawyer quick, and you better have tens of thousands of dollars just sitting on the side while you're eating the loss on the mortgage payments while this person squats in your home. You better get ready for the legal battle of your lifetime. It's completely insane. Oh, was your store robbed by a gang of thieving miscreants? Oh, well, next time, make sure that you don't call the police. What are you, a racist? Did you park your car in downtown San Francisco and your window was smashed and all of your goods, belongings, passports, everything stolen out the backseat and trunk of your car? Oh, well, you should have done what San Francisco residents do. Make sure you have nothing in your car at all times and leave your trunk door open for the thieves to have easy access so they can just take what they want. Are you starting to see the pattern here? And you think that I'm joking when I say law-abiding people are demonized, meanwhile criminals are simply forgiven. I'm not being hyperbolic. I mean, the examples are blatant, open, and non-stop. St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones, to get tough on victims, wants to hold business owners responsible for crimes near their stores. Absolutely idiotic, pseudo-intellectual, progressive policies and thinking. And of course, as per usual, it always ends up backfiring spectacularly. And then of course, the not in my backyard doctrine, the moment it starts affecting the elitists in Hollywood and California in their fancy zip codes, well then you're probably going to hear Anna Kasparian and Bill Maher complaining about it. But of course, as per usual, they'll complain about it, then immediately turn around and vote Democrat once again. Ah, the clown world that we live in, thanks to this interesting human phenomenon known as the woke mind virus. Hopefully Anna Kasparian and other people like her who can at least see a little bit of common sense, hopefully they can become the anti-communist white blood cells. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.